Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me. It's RDV. I'm here back with Zach, or
What's up, everyone?
or Chris Pratt, wherever you want to prefer. He's a lumberjack of some sort tonight.
I'm not a lumberjack. Not yet. I'm working my way there, but I'm not there yet.
Between you and Manga Batsy, your hair just stays one position.
Not a lumberjack. Yeah, the hair. I don't know what happened with my hair. It just came out looking perfect after like 5 hours in the car today. So.
It just stays on one side to the side. It never moves every time.
Oh yeah, it's always been parted. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, my dad would take me to the barber shop. This is how it's been done since the beginning of my life. So I tried it one way. I tried actually 1 year. I tried to do it the other way, so the part would be over on this side. And I saw it in the mirror, and I was like, it's not right. It doesn't work. So I put it back.
When you lean over, you see your hair piece move.
I know there's like a little flop of it. I need to go get a haircut, actually. It's getting really long.
Same here, man. Look how long mine is. Mine's pretty long, though my shoulders.
Oh, yeah, yours is way longer than me.
You know what? Because mine started out, like I said, before we get into this, real quickly, I let my hair grow out because I was like, I've never had my hair grow out before. I was like, I just let it grow out so long ago. So it's like, my hair grows fast soon. I let it go long. I didn't. It's just like about a year's worth. But
yeah, I hate once it gets over my ears, it drives me crazy.
Well, I trim it, so yeah. But I mean, it's weird though because it's like because I slick it back, so I get like that Steven Seagal look, you know. It's long enough I can put in a ponytail like Steven Seagal. I'll just walk around.
Next year for Halloween, you should be Steven Seagal for a stream, and I'll be Chris Pratt from Terminal List. The Macho top five comics.
You gotta paint your face like the green, like the navy.
Oh yeah, like the camo paint.
Put it in my mouth. What's up, Bomrania? And hello to Eva Black Cats. For those who haven't joined us before, what we do here in the top five, we take 5 books from each from our pull list. And what is a pull list? Well, it's a comic book. Basically a list of comic books that you basically would you'd be picking up this week. So now you're saying like, well, Tuesdays, there's DC comic books come out on Tuesdays now. Well, not at every shop because my shop and Zach's shop Wednesdays. Because why would you want to go to the store twice? Because that's just inconvenience.
Why waste gas?
Yeah. So what we do here is that we take the 5 books from our pull list, and these are the books that we think are going to be the best books of the week that we're going to read. Then sometimes Zach struggles to get 5, and sometimes I struggle to get less than 15.
This week was actually pretty easy. Actually, if I look at my pull list, I've actually got 10 comics on my pull list this week. So where the tricky part comes in is finding the ones that I'm actually like really excited about. Which there are a good few. There's a few. So
so if you haven't already done so, please click like and subscribe. And just helps out the algorithm as far as you guys showing up and leaving comments down below after the stream's done. So if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment while you're listening to us.
Yeah. Let me know how the new microphone sounds. I'm curious. I still have yet to go back and listen to how I sound.
Brother, where art thou? That's a good thinking. He's gonna start singing.
Need a little bit more grease in the hair. I'm not quite at George Clooney's level.
Brandon Sanderson. All right, so
I am a night owl. That is true.
All right, so this week we decided shake it up because usually we take turns, but we're gonna do a little as far as rock paper scissors to see exactly who goes first this week.
I like this. This is actually a really fun idea.
So
are we doing 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 go?
I guess 1, 2, 3 go.
Okay. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Every time. That happens to me every time. Rock,
paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Ah, that's paper.
Scissors. All right. I'll go first here this week, and then awesome. And then next week we'll just keep doing that, I guess. Whatever. I don't care.
That's kind of a cool idea. We'll see going into next year. Hey, you know what? I just figured. This is our last top 5 stream of the year.
And as Mr. Evo Black Cat himself, that fine gentleman from outside the country, had recommended that we talk about the books that we've read this year, whether they're from this year's books or they're just books that we happen to pick up, and what we thought were probably the best things we've been enjoying. Everybody knows I read post-crisis, so I've been enjoying those. So and then I gotta say that's really, really hard to narrow those down because there's a lot of Superman books.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like one giant story too, but it's just like there's 3 titles, but it just goes like, here's the next chapter, here's the next chapter, here's the next chapter. So, but maybe I have to do this. If you're still around, I'll send you a link that you can jump on. You can just we can talk about the books that we read this year, and yeah. So anyway, my first book is actually a little lower on my list. It's not. It's in the. It just barely made into the 5 because there are some other ones that was kind of like competition. And one of the books that almost knocked it off was Carnage. That's my number 6.
Oh wow.
MV. So because there's so many books that came out this week, I'm really excited to read. One of them had to go to 6, and that was Carnage. So that being said, my number 5 is Detective Comics 1067, the other Ram V book.
The other Ram V book.
With
Mr. Freeze.
Yes, with Arnold, the Mr. Freeze guy. Yeah, Ivan Rice, I guess, is doing the backup. He must be doing the backup artist. They got 2 artists here. No, I guess Ivan Rice might be doing. I think he's the main. No,
I think Ivan Rice is probably the main one.
Yeah, up here. You're right, because you're him and V. And then there's Miki and Stewart. Miki must be the colorist, and then Stewart, and then or the letter. I don't know. This is weird. Stewart's the colorist. Miki's the anchor. It's weird that they're this name. I don't need every on there on the cover here. Just give me Ivan and or give me Ram V and Rice. That's all I need on the cover.
Yeah,
and then you
don't need Simon Spurrier and a backup story.
I don't care who the hell the colorist is. I'm sorry. Colorists are a dime a dozen. You're just coloring. Well, now, inking's a different story though, because either Vince Colletto or you're George Bell.
That is true. I think colorists are pretty important though. You can have different styles of coloring.
Yes. What am I saying? I'm acting like you. You should be the one that's against colors. All right.
You made it almost 7 minutes or almost 8 minutes.
Yeah, I wanted to start early. There's a lot of jokes coming this way. So, all right. So, I usually ignore the Simon Spurrier books because Simon Spurrier is just a shit writer. I don't care. Sorry, if you like him, that's cool. But no, I don't care.
I don't care for him too much.
So this is last week. I think it was last week. We got the final, or not the final, but the final arc of the Failsafe. Now it looks like we're getting the final arc of basically here. Of well, it's actually sorry. Think about it. This is the new arc. This is Gotham Arc Act 1. Something in the Way, Part 2. I'm confused by this. I don't know.
Act 1, Part 2. Oh, so it's got to be like
3 stories. You think?
No, I think it's one big story, but it's cut up into parts.
Oh.
And so this is the first part of Part 2.
All right. So first, it says here, Mr. Freeze encounters an Asmer. All right, and one of the demonic beings terrorizing Gotham's villainous underground's network. And then Mr. Freeze makes an offer to the Dark Detective that he cannot refuse.
Come with me if you want to live.
I make an offer you can't refuse. Horrible. But then Orgam, yes, Orgam's their werewolf protector gives Two-Face one more chance to tell him who Batman is. In the back, see, that's the thing. Harvey Dent should not know who Batman is. So
yeah,
sorry, Harvey, you're gonna die.
I don't think he's gonna die.
So this is a little. Now, I think the last issue was only 32 pages. This is 40 pages. I noticed this.
Well, wasn't the last issue the annual? That was like the werewolf origin story.
All right, so this is a part 2 of the story of the new ongoing story. All right.
No, it's part 2 of the. No, part 2 is part of Act story.
So it's part 2 of Act 1. That's what it seems like. Yeah, something in the way, part 2, because it's
this one.
Yeah, this is last week. Yeah, Last
It's
week
great.
was part 1. So okay.
Okay.
All right.
Very confusing, Ramby. I like books that make me think, but this is just too much.
Yes, we don't want Zach thinking. Okay.
Zach just wants his cheesecake and dinosaurs and Nazi submarines. That's all Zach really wants. And to talk about himself in the third person.
Zach just wants cheesecake. Ah, caveman Zach. That's the other variant.
Cheesecake. I do like that cover A is pretty cool though. His head almost looks like it's on fire.
Well, yeah, it's that kind of steam coming off it because it's remember it's dry ice.
Yeah.
Like that. So,
Pretty cool.
And then we get this little cover here. Giant bat.
That's creepy. I kind of dig it.
And then we get, hey, look, another holiday card thing, which are basically just reprints from 2006, 2008. Some of these are. Because the one I got for Wonder Woman, I found out was a reprint. Yeah, I looked it up. I found it.
Oh, really? The Wonder Woman one with the snowballs?
Yeah, it was
really?
Another reprint. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of disappointing.
And then we get Batman wakes up in Froggy's world.
I don't understand.
Little kids.
It's not that easy being green. Oh, he's got his mom's pearl necklace that we've seen at the start of every Batman origin story ever.
Froggy killed him.
Froggy is Joe Chill? What?
Yes. Jack G. Chill is the guy we eat at Joe's.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I've been enjoying this, and I guess they've been doing these 1 in 50 Jim Lee foil card, stock things. They should just be inserts at the back of the book. If I'm paying like $6 for this, give me the director's. Remember they used to do the director cuts?
Yeah.
For a while, DC was doing some director cuts. You paid a little more, and you got like extra features like this. So
I remember when I would used to get like the trade collections for like certain Marvel books. They would have all these sketches and things in the back, like it was some kind of behind the scenes thing, or like concept art for early covers and things like that.
It says, all right, so Austin P says, my little brother came home to the new Batman screaming something within the way, or something of the sort. It was pretty funny. Zach wants Nazi cheesecakes. Ooh. Cheesecake, Nazi segregation, dinosaurs, and Chris Pratt.
Well, you got 4 out of 5 right, Evil Black Cat. 4 out of 5. Replace segregation with giant robots.
So we're all right. So let's segregate the robots.
We don't allow them in here. You're droids.
Yes.
Going back to
droids. They're robots entering a Nazi bar.
We don't allow their kind in here.
Outside, the dinosaurs are roaming too.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, one of the robots meet the Flintstones. And there's
They did have a Jetsons Meet the Flintstones movie. I remember that.
There's Nazi cavemen.
Oh, wow. Oh, hey, there's an interesting story idea.
Yes. Fred Flintstone takes on robots and racism.
Yabba dabba do.
Yabba dabba don't.
Yabba dabba don't.
Yes.
Say yabba yabba no to racism.
They're gonna get. Come on, Clyde. We'll get you a job. But I'm not white. Damn right, you're gonna get a job. Here's a broom. What's up?
Hey, Green.
All right, so let's go to your number 5. This is my number 5.
All right, my number 5. Speaking of giant robots.
Oh, I knew it.
You knew it, didn't you? It's the finale, folks. DC Mech number 6 is the final issue of this miniseries from Kenny Porter and Baldemar Rivas.
And Kenny
And
G.
Look at that giant dark side Unicron Death Star thing, just gonna swallow the Earth up. This has been a fun miniseries. I have to say, I normally rag on miniseries for being too short, but this has been a fun one. I've been enjoying it. I'm really sad that it's gonna be ending, but it can go out with a bang. Hopefully, anyway. They actually just made this one of the new universes in the Infinite Universe of DC.
If you're gonna do this DC Mech, sorry, you gotta do like Secret Wars. Where's the toys?
That's what I'm saying. Like mechs between this and Jurassic League, like these are series like made specifically to market toys. So yeah, DC is kind of dropping the ball.
My question: the story on this. What is the story?
Okay, so the story on this has been Darkseid has been sending these giant kaiju-sized parademons to Earth. They first arrived during the end of World War II, where the Justice Society fought them. Half the Justice Society died. So now one of the few living Justice Society members, which was, I think it was Hawk Girl or Black Canary? No, it was Hawk Girl. She made up this defense force to defend against more of these parademons coming in. It's called the Justice Squadron. So heroes like Batman and Flash and Wonder Woman have got these giant mechs that are meant to protect Earth against these giant parademons. Superman came to Earth in his own mech from Krypton. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart together have to pilot one. Everybody kind of has their own origin story with the mech suits. They kind of touch on each one as the series goes on. But this is the final one. So Superman and Batman kind of clashed because they had some leadership differences. Superman he got too hot-headed, went off, got his ass whooped, and then he had to go hide out on Mom and Pa's farm and just kind of center himself.
Do you know it'd be great though if that was Barry Allen? He's like, what the fuck is this world?
Actually, it's Wally West. It's Wally West Flash.
Of course.
Barry Allen Flash was in this universe, but sacrificed himself to save Wally.
I'm just saying, when they were running looking for Barry Allen, they should have came across this and they're like, robots? What
the? But yeah, they've had some characters die. Like Steve Trevor was one of the leaders of this whole Justice Squadron program. He died because Lex Luthor betrayed him. Surprise, that's what Lex Luthor does. So yeah, it's all kind of been building to this. Darkseid's coming to Earth. Lex Luthor's kind of been trying to trick Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and them. So this is going to be the big finale. I'm hoping it's a really big, bombastic finish. It has been a lot of fun.
This is their robots down here?
Yeah, that's them.
Jeez.
Yep. Tiny little robots. And then a giant, big, Darkseid death machine.
It's basically like Gundams versus a giant Gundam.
Well, no, if you've ever seen like the Transformers cartoon, it's like the Autobots versus Unicron, like the giant world-devouring robot planet.
Here's a question now: Can the Autobots and Decepticons breathe in space?
Well, they're robots.
I always wondered because they fly in a ship.
They don't have lungs. Well, yeah, the ship can probably move faster than they can.
I always wondered though if
there's no roads in space. They can't just turn into trucks and cars. They don't have anything.
My oxygen sensor is because remember combustion. They have an engine. So.
I guess. Oh, that makes. Yeah. But no, I think that when they're just in their robot forms, they don't have lungs. Like, I don't think they need oxygen.
I have iron lungs. There you go. There's your Jack jumping. Like I said, turn this into a video game. Side scroller.
Oh yeah, that would be a ton of fun, actually. Do DC Mech versus Jurassic League versus Bombshells, and we all win.
DC Mech versus Marvel Mech.
Oh, I'll take DC Mech. DC Mech, I think, has been more enjoyable than the Marvel Mech strike, just in my opinion. The art could use a little bit more polish. The artist, Baldemar Rivas, is good, but between the coloring being a little too bright at sometimes, and I think the
Yeah.
inking could be a little bit stronger in some areas.
So
But
DC Mech versus Transformers.
yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, this is my number 5, the finale of the DC Mech miniseries or limited series,
Right.
whatever they call it.
And since we have Eric Brain here, I'm going to go to my number 4 because this is a book that Brain should be reading. Exterminators, number 4.
Hey!
And this has just been one of those just basically just having fun. One of those books. It doesn't have to be like connected to the whole Marvel universe and stuff. It's a standalone thing. It's just action, fun, and just jokes. I know some people will like cringe on that, because they're like, "Oh, it's Leah Williams." I'm like, "Well, Leah Williams isn't that bad." She, like Skip pointed out, why would you want the girl with big jugs to write about girls with big jugs? Or like, she's like the party girl. She's writing a party story. It's absurdness. It's basically like a Deadpool story, but written better. And the fact that Boom Boom is actually remembered.
I know.
Boom Boom and Daz are pretty much been ignored by the X-Men for all these years. Boom Boom, the last time I heard anything about her was the 80s. I don't think she was involved in Civil War. If she was like a small little section.
I think I might have read about her somewhere around the time of Messiah Complex, but that was still a long time ago, though.
But see, Brian, it's supposed to be a joke book. That's why it is a joke. It's not a serious X-Men. So it's parody, you'd say?
Parody, satire, maybe?
Yeah.
Be a better word. It's irreverent fun is what I like to call it.
Oh. Yeah, it's the only thing I would change is just not calling X-23, calling her Wolverine, and then it would be perfect.
Yeah, I'm still weirded out by that. Like, she's not Wolverine. Why would you want to equate this beautiful young woman with a furry, ravenous carnivore? Like, come up with a different animal. But anyway, I digress.
All right. So that's my number 4. Let's go to your number 3.
Wait, why not my number 4?
Oh, let's go to your number 4.
Okay. Well, just leave it on that page right there.
All right.
We have our first crossover of the night.
A crossover on an X-Men book?
No, look, this really is a fun little series right here, which is, look, you're not picking this up because it's a Jonathan Hickman style, plot within a plot, complex story. You're obviously not getting that. Much like Vinkman said, you are getting a fun, Rollick kind of satirical take on these 4 girls in the X-Men pocket of the Marvel universe. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of stuff that I'm frankly surprised to see in a modern Marvel comic. Women drawn to look like women with curves
and acting like women
and skin showing. Because you don't see that anywhere. Shoot, they took you can name so many other Marvel superheroines costumes and see how they've covered them up. I'm really surprised that they're letting Carlos Gomez do what he does here, showing off as much as he does. But it has been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. The cliffhanger on the end of issue 3 and where I guess issue 4 is going looks like it'll be really fun. Kind of takes it outside of the X-Men pocket and puts it on a bigger stage or a bigger part of the Marvel universe, so to speak. Yeah. So it looks like a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. I would like if they would let this continue as an ongoing instead of a miniseries.
Yeah, I think this is the final issue.
No,
there is another.
I think it's got one more. But still, I do wish it was going to be an ongoing because this would be a really fun ongoing series to read. And Leah Williams can write a fun comic, and it's not offensive. It's not woke. Nothing like that. It's a lot of it
Yeah,
is just like drunken party girl humor.
she wrote Amazing Mary Jane, and that was actually fun all the way through.
Yeah, she did write Mary Jane. So, and yeah, she's been good on this. And if she writes Power Girl, anything like she's writing this, I think the Power Girl story that she writes for the upcoming Action Comics will be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, you look at the Power Girl that was in the 2009. That was kind of the same kind of attitude, same where with the jokes about the jugs and stuff, the globes, snow globes.
Is that the one with Paul Miotti? Was it Paul Miotti?
It might have been Ed Benes. Was it Ed Benes doing the? I have to look it up. But
I don't know.
It might have been it's either Ed Benes or Ed McGuinness, one of the guys.
Might have been McGuinness. I don't think Ed Benes did a Power Girl series.
Let me look it up right now.
But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I recommend it. It's been a long time since I've read an X-Men related book, and so this has been a nice little breath of fresh air as far as Marvel books go. So that is why Exterminators #4 is my number 4, my last number 4.
You were, yeah. Okay, so basically it was Amanda Connor.
That's it.
Yeah. Jimmy Palmiotti. Yep. Judd Winnick.
Okay.
Sorry. So, like I said, that had the same kind of humor.
Yeah.
And then if you read the World's Finest, from New 52 with Helena Wayne, Huntress, and Earth 2 Power Girl.
Yeah.
Same kind of humor you got in here, where Helena's always like, dude, can you like find a tire that doesn't get destroyed all the time, where she's almost naked, because that always happened to Kara all the time. So it was like, it's the same kind of humor to me. It's meant to be like funny, but not the point where it's like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I think Eric's just old. Eric and Ash are just old. I understand. You want to read the Claremont some, you got this, and we got this.
Ed Benes was the artist on the Superman Batman where he had Power Girl in the first arc. I think that's what the movie is based off of. Isn't there an animated Batman Superman movie? I think that centers around Power Girl.
Public Enemies? Well, no, but
was it Public Enemies?
But it was Supergirl though.
Oh, it was Supergirl, not Power Girl.
The Michael Turner art.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Eric,
that's right.
Yeah. Taste for what? Garbage? Old stuff, newsprint.
Oh, hey, old stuff is all right, man. Don't be knocking on old stuff. Some old stuff is really good.
Oh.
All right.
I'm glad that Eric at least has a phone now. Before he had no taste. All right, so I'm gonna go to my number 3.
Go to your number 3
before he kills us.
Maybe he'll just kill you.
No.
And then I can
both in the same room. You want my comics? What do I even have? I think I have.
Not as much as Breen does, but
no. He said no. We would be reading Exterminators too. All right. Evil Black Cat is the one with Supergirl is a sequel story in the sequel movie. All right. So this is my number 3. I've been loving what Jed Kay is doing with Moon Knight. This has been. I've been reading the Chuck Dixon one too. I read the first one with Dom Perlin. I think it was Doug Munch. So I read theirs, and then I read the one with Chuck Dixon, and then I kind of dipped in through the ones over the years, and I just didn't care for them. I think Chuck Dixon is where the last good Moon Knight was. And then going back to Jed McKay is kind of bringing back that kind of character a little bit in a sense where he's not completely crazy. That's the thing that really drew me nuts is when you have him just constantly talking to his other voices in the head, it detracts from the action. It's just him just talking to his voices. It's like, I don't care for that. That's but they did that. That's cool. Now we're going back to the old school. But close as you can to get the old school. Plus, there's freaking vampires in this. Moon Knight versus vampires, and he's got his own spiked brass knucks and Tigra's in here. Who we've been seeing is that Tigra is becoming a little bit closer to him. And even though they're friends right now, but they kind of hinted that they might be more.
Moon Knight's a furry.
Yeah, no, he's a dead man. He's undead. He's crazy, you know. And
so what was Hank Pym's excuse?
wait. Actually, no. Oh my! I just realized this. He wears white and he likes Tigra. It's Zach.
Wah, 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 wah.
He's got the hood on everything.
Oh, father.
No. I said I've been loving this. It's just one of those series that I started reading this first, and then I went back and I read the first issue, 4-issue miniseries with basically the first appearance, and then we did that the Werewolf by Night 2-issue crossover, and I said I've just been liking this, and like I said, the art's been good. Alessandro Cappuccio or Cappuccino without
Cappuccio.
the Cappucci.
Cappuccio.
All right, so he's been doing the art on the interior. Steven Segovia does the cover art right here.
That's a real nice cover.
And it just kind of feels like an old school it's like Spider-Man. Remember they had a team up with Moon Knights and they had to take yeah. So now they're like in a warehouse here, surrounded by a bunch of vampires. You're getting the sense here they're gonna have to go. It's Moon Knight and Tigra versus an army of vampires. Because the last issue they infiltrated basically a giant coven meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure did. Like a bunch of badasses.
That's
the cover I really like. They're like standing on top of a bunch of corpses.
Well, yeah,
and that as a steak
in a graveyard. Yep,
that's a really cool cover.
That's the 1 in 50. Then there's the Peach Momoko variant.
Oh, it's not bad as far as her variants go. That's not too bad.
It looks like he got soiled on his cape there.
The Batman cape. Blood.
Well, that's like ink.
Oh, maybe. But it looks like blood.
But yeah, like I said, I've been enjoying this. Do you need me to move this for your number 3?
No, actually, this is my number 3 as well. Dang it! I didn't think we were gonna have 2 back-to-back like this. No, I was saying before we went on, Jed MacKay. This is the main book that he's been writing for Marvel that I've been following. I know he's been writing Black Cat and Strange as well, soon to be Doctor Strange. And I'm kind of wanting to go back and visit those and see how those are because I've been loving his Moon Knight run. The story has been great. It's been kind of this combination of one-shot stories that also blend in with this overarching story of him versus maybe the Zodiac Killer, or now it's this coven of vampires. He's got a really neat supporting cast of characters, one of them being Tigra. He's got a few other ones. He's got like this vampire girl that helps him run the Midnight Mission that he works under. It's been a really, really cool story. The artwork, Alessandro Cappuccio's artwork on Moon Knight has been, I think, a perfect match for the tone that MacKay is trying to hit with Moon Knight's story here. The way he makes Moon Knight stand out against the darkness of night in New York City with the skyscrapers and the bad guys, it's really, really cool.
Well, the glowing too is as you see it on the cover here, and then it's also then the interior artist, because that seems to go ahead in the cover, but the interior artist also does that too when you see Moon Knight. Whenever he has the white on, either
it
he's
always
wearing the
seems
suit,
like it's glowing. Yeah. It's like luminescent or something. Luminescent. It's really, really awesome.
We've only seen him once the mask up. I think he kissed Tigra, didn't he?
Maybe. I think so.
They were sitting on top of the rooftop because somebody just,
that might have been issue 18. Yeah, that might have been like 10 issues or so, some number of issues back. But yeah, and like we're just now starting to get his, his different identities have kind of come back into the mix. So
No,
Jake Lockley, or
no, I thought this Tiger. Did she ever lose her glamour thing?
her glamour thing.
She had a necklace so it allowed her to basically to change, look appear human when she was with the Avengers.
I haven't seen her looking human in I don't think ever, honestly.
I thought she had that for a while, and I know Eric would know that if he was here.
I don't think. I mean, they've done a lot of changes, unfortunately, with Tigra's costume. She used to get away with wearing a bikini. Now they have her in a one piece, which is such a tragedy. But no, I don't know anything about her. I mean, I don't think she really cares if she looks human or not.
I just saying, it's like,
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it would fit with the character that she would care if she looks human, or at least not now. But yeah, this has been a great series. If you haven't tried it yet, I would suggest maybe picking it up with issues 16 or 17. That might be a good jumping on point, because that's when the story arc starts to change and focuses more on this vampire coven that he's fighting against. But yeah, this has been really, really fun. Love to see what Jed MacKay is doing. He's one of the few writers at Marvel I actually get excited about his books when a new one comes out. So that is why Moon Knight is my number 3.
My number 2 almost made it to number 1, but there was another book that came out this week that beat it. Like I said, if the other book, my number 1 had not been out this week, my number 2 would be number 1 right now. And my number 2 is Extreme X-Men.
Ooh.
Yeah, Salvador Roca does the cover right here on here.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
That's what the interior art looks like.
Wow. That's awesome.
This is what superheroes used to look like. Roided out.
Sure. Hands as big as his head, veins in the biceps.
As much as we complain about Rob Liefeld saying, but nobody gives a shit about when we see All Might. It's the same kind of physique with the big giant chest, little legs. It's a common trope we've seen a lot of. It's art style. But yeah, I mean, Wolverine should be like, working out all the time. He's a healing factor. He should be healthy. He should be able to burn off fat.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
You're healing your body. I like the pouches.
It looks very 90s with the pouches.
I want to know, what is he carrying there? Does he carry extra clips?
I don't know what they carry in there. Cyclops would have a million pouches. He had like a bandolier. I'm like, Cyclops, why do you have that? You're a laser gun.
I know. I just want them to hey, once they hold on. Hey, here's some money for the bus.
Smoke bombs, maybe. I don't know what all's in there.
I want to know what's like the only person that should have patches or pouches, is it's Cable with the grenades and all that stuff. Yes, it makes sense. The gun.
Maybe Deadpool. It would make sense.
Yes.
But yeah, everybody else is just weird.
It's just the pouches is just crazy.
Maybe Gambit would have like some kind of little smoke pellets or something, but.
So here's the rug throwback cover.
Yeah, this one actually looks really cool.
Of the original X-Men. And that's the thing too, where for all you Bishop fans, Bishop's heavily in this story. We're getting Bishop back. Here's the Peach Momoko cover. And so basically, the story is the second issue, and it's basically continuing from a story, a little miniseries that with Kitty Pryde, Wolverine, and Hogan. It was Hogan was the samurai, basically taught her how to be an assassin, and Wolverine she was brainwashed into attacking Wolverine. So Wolverine had to break her of her brainwash, and then together they took on Hogan. And now Hogan's back. His spirit's back. He's not really dead. So he was possessing somebody who's trying to haunt her in her dreams, trying to take over her body. But now he's out of his body, and now they're basically the X-Men's all together trying to track this guy down. And there's no freaking Krakoa crap in this, because just Claremont is fuck Krakoa. Sorry, I'm with them.
Ronnie is right. That is actually, that's a better Peach Momoko cover than the Moon Knight one. That Storm looked really good in that one.
Here's the Bishop. That's the thing too. I remember everything looked like the Ultimate Universe. Everybody had like Blade, you know.
Yeah,
Everybody
like the black leather costumes. Yeah.
Yep, the costumes everybody had because Extreme. So you had all that stuff. You had the glasses, the red lasers, you know. Even Rogue had them. Polaris.
Nice.
And then this is the Demon cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rachel, Phoenix. You know, daughter of Jean Grey and Scott Summers.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's the writing's been good in the first issue. The art's been good in the interior. I'm not sure how many issues this got. It looks like it got 5 here. Hopefully, this isn't the final issue. Hopefully, this goes on. Yeah, it is. It's only a 5-issue thing, but still. Look at Rogue, man. Rogue's in a freaking this is what she looked like. She didn't wear the costume.
Rogue looks awesome. Gambit looks great.
Yeah, check out the Extreme.
I always mistake Sage for Domino, but she looks great.
Check out Extreme X-Men, the original run from 2001, and Gambit and Rogue didn't have their powers. So they were living down. They were living down like I think in Miami or something like that, and they were basically like Rogue was a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what Gambit was doing, but they're just living the life, and stuff, But then they were forced to basically get their powers jump started by Sage. She basically has a latent mutant, ability, allows her to restart, evolve people's powers. So here's Sage right here. She was obviously in the Uncanny X-Men and stuff. So
cool.
Yep. So definitely check out the Extreme X-Men. This issue coming out this week if you haven't been picking it up. And then check out the series.
Right on.
Do I need to change?
Nope. I mean, yes, okay. yes, you do. I'm not. Almost had me.
Undead Quen, he only has 2 books this week. He has Creepshow, number 4, and then Batman Beyond the White Knight, and that's number 7 because he's awesome.
Because he's awesome, just like the cover for it is. All right. Well,
all the covers are great on that.
That's true. This one I like because it has the green on it. But getting ahead of myself here. Back to my number 2 book. It's one that I've recently started to enjoy reading. I want to go back and find some of the previous issues too that I missed out on. This week's my number 2 is Action Comics.
Oh, I wondered if it was that. Good. Yeah, I wondered if it was Action Comics because you've been reading that. Now
I have been. It's been a blast, actually. I've really been enjoying it. Philip Kennedy Johnson has been doing some great stuff with Superman recently. Now, unfortunately, with this issue, there is a little bit of Tom Taylor mixed in with the Philip Kennedy Johnson. Also, Joshua Williamson, though, does have some.
Wait. So everybody is in a Brighter Tomorrow. Well, most people, except for his wife, with his wife and John. What are they? They don't like Clark?
I don't know what's going on with this, but so I've been seeing rumors and headlines saying that this issue is going to make Clark Kent, they're going to give him his secret identity back somehow. So like the world's not going to know that Superman is Clark Kent after something happens in this issue. I don't know what.
But it says Lex Luthor is this is something that's different. Luthor has stolen something from Clark's life. Oh, maybe he's now married to Lois.
Maybe he pulls a giant Men in Black flashlight and makes the whole world forget that he's Superman. I don't know. But we get to see Lex Luthor. It looks like he's going to step into the spotlight again and take it to Superman, which is what I've been wanting to see. Like I said, there's a little bit of Tom Taylor's nonsense in here, probably having to do with John. But, I'll take my 2 good writers against 1 bad one. Joshua Williamson, I think some of this is probably going to lead into his upcoming Superman series, which starts next month, which I'm really jazzed about. And, like I said, I think Philip Kennedy Johnson has been doing really great with this. I've been liking a lot of this aftermath stuff having to do with Warworld. looks like it's going to be really, really good.
Here
Don't
says,
care for the Mixel cover. Don't care for that one. Actually, the one that I really like is the cover. It's actually, I just realized it's the Riley Rossmo cover, but I kind of dig it. It's Superman against Silver Banshee. So, but there are some other. Excuse me. There are some other. Yeah, see that one? I think that one looks really cool.
and then you see
The
Superman.
way that Action Comics is kind of on the theater sign falling apart. That looks really neat.
And you just look at Superman's chin, you look at his neck, you look at his body, and just you realize the body proportions are off.
Yeah, when I'm looking at that, I was looking at the screaming effects and the building.
I know. Yeah, that's cool.
Now you've ruined it for me. My God, those gams, Superman. My God.
They're super gams.
Cover F is a pretty fun one, the Lee Weeks cover. It has young John Kent with Crypto or with
the Gabriel Dell'Otto stock card.
That one is really cool. I do like Gabriel Dell'Otto's work. That one is really cool. So yeah, they've got a bunch of different variants for this one. That one looks really fun.
This is just depressing because he's not that anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Some of these covers I don't understand why they're as big as they are. Yeah. Like you go down and you look at the 1 in 250 Michael Allred. I get that Michael Allred has some fans. I don't see it, but then you get down to the cover Z, and it's like 1 in 500 from Ariel Cohen, and it's not even that good looking in my opinion. It's the one in the bottom left corner with Metallo. Like I just don't understand why that's a 1 in 500 cover. I just don't see it.
Is there a George Reeves costume? I don't know.
I don't know if it's supposed to be the George Reeves look or not. I just don't know. It's really weird. But, oh well. I'm probably just going to get the cover A, but maybe the cover B. The Jim Lee one doesn't look that bad.
This is cool.
That one is pretty cool. They also have kind of a fun Archie-looking cover with Superman and Lois sharing a milkshake. That one's kind of cool.
Like a Archie kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like an Archie vibe, yeah. It's fun. Steve Lieber. Oh, Steve Lieber actually has a fun cover, too. With Bibbo Lebowski and Jimmy Olsen. Yeah.
Lex Luger. He's got the beer. That's awesome.
Can't believe this. I'm losing to a monkey.
All right. And there you go. Here's
but anyway. But yeah, this has been, the steel one looks really cool too. All the sparks and everything. So it's been really fun. I'm excited to read a Superman ongoing. I'm going to be really excited when Joshua Williamson's book comes out next month. But
I was going to say, I'll probably dip in, like if they actually do what they're doing with Wally West and actually make them a happy family again.
Yeah, that would be cool. Of course, now instead of Jonathan Kent, because now he's got these 2 orphans that he adopted from Warworld that kind of fill in that small kid. Oh, no, I like them. I think they're cool.
Are they Kryptonians? Don't tell me they're Kryptonians.
No, I don't think they are.
Are they Daxamites?
I don't know if they're Daxamites or not. I'll have to look into that and find out.
Well, Daxamites, I can't breathe our air because it's poisonous to them.
Well, they're on the Earth. They're living on Earth, so I don't think they're Daxamites. I just know that they were abandoned on Warworld. So.
Oh my gosh, they're 2 Kryptonians. We're just gonna keep more and more Kryptonians. Now we have 4 Kryptonians, 5 Kryptonians, 6 Kryptonians.
I don't think they're not Kryptonians though. But anyway,
the last son of Krypton. Oh wait, hold on, Superman. There are 5 more now. Son of a bitch.
All right. Well, that is my number 2, my final number 2 of 2022.
All right, my recap right here for the ones I got here. For number 5 was Batman Detective. Number 1067. Exterminators number 4 was my number 4. Moon Knight number 18 was my number 3, and my number 2 was Extreme X-Men number 2. And of course, if you haven't figured it out, Batman Beyond the White Knight is my number 1 book of the week.
Nice.
I'm excited for. I just love these covers, man. I just love Batman Beyond. Phosphorus, Derek Powers. A lab accident turns him into this, and then he just goes crazy because he tried to put, like, in the series, he tried to put fake skin over it, and he just burned right through it. It's the point where he basically was about to have a meltdown. And like you had Batman, Terry McGinnis fought against him in a nuclear submarine and decommissioned, and basically the sub went to the bottom of the ocean because they're fighting in there. So, every single cover on here is really cool. The new Batman and the older Batman.
Oh, that one is pretty sweet.
This one is him just carrying. That's Death.
Oh, that's a Sean Gordon Murphy movie poster right there.
Death. It says right here, in the family.
Oh, that's cool, actually. I like that.
So, and he's been doing. It's crazy about this is that he's been giving clues to every cover what's going on in each issue on the covers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, is Nightwing just risks his life and dies?
Maybe it's a misdirect. Maybe it's Bruce.
And then
Barbara.
Well, look at, he's holding him here, and it's basically Batman holding Jason Todd.
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh yeah,
because Jason Todd's in this, but Jason Todd didn't die. He ran, and in this, for those for this, Jason Todd, instead of being killed by the Joker let him go after he told him who Bruce was.
Mm-hmm.
He ran away. So, and Bruce just assumed that he died. The Joker killed him because he never found him. So, yep. Like I said, just a fun book, all going all the way through. Alfred is alive in this, or was. I think he passed on. They list him here, so it must be a flashback.
Yeah, it might be.
James Gordon is, I don't know why, he must be a flashback too because he was dead as well. He got killed by Azrael.
Yeah,
he got stabbed. Jack Napier, who's basically like inside Bruce's head, but it's like, so if you play the Arkham Knight game, it's kind of like that.
Except this one's not trying to hurt Bruce so much as work with him.
Yes. And the whole
he was doing Batman and Joker Deadly Duo before Mark Silvestri.
Right. Like I said, I just love this. Like I said,
the Clayman
I love all the colors. I've been collecting. Yeah, I love this. This is just cool. Yeah, and then so if you're not following Sean Gordon Murphy on Instagram, you're doing yourself a disfavor. The guy talks about each book. He's like, he just a couple posts ago, he's like, people probably didn't notice, but I've been like doing little things here, like, as far as like what's going on in the book and stuff, and he's like, he write the name of a character, like, really tiny, like on, like, in like on the cover or on a leg or in here or somewhere down there. He give you clues about what's going on with the story, so people are like, well, the big reveal is like, what's going on? It's like, he's like, he'd run like Harley Quinn, or like, Joker, or just like this. He just give you a little glimpse, So I'm hoping like doesn't die in this.
Oh, I think somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, obviously. Like, and I think he does. He doesn't do the main cover. That's Dave Stewart. So, all right. So yeah. So this is my number 1.
All right. Guess what my number 1 is, Vinkman?
It's this book right here.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'd have to like disown you if it wasn't.
I mean, what else was it going to be? It certainly wasn't going to be All Out Avengers or She-Hulk, even though those are on my full list. Yeah, this is the Batman book that got me back into reading Batman. I think Beyond the White Knight started before Chip Zdarsky and Ram
Yep.
V came onto their titles.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, Sean Good Murphy got me back into liking and reading Batman books for the first time in a long, long time. And yeah, each issue has been getting better and better. I'm not a huge Batman Beyond fan. Like I know you are, Venkman. Uh, I've never been a huge Batman Beyond fan though, but this has been
It's a cartoon, bro. Like it's just like Justice League. I got into the cartoon series, and then I started reading stuff. So like,
yeah,
but so when I read the Justice League and saw how it was different from the cartoon version I was watching, I kind of like I didn't care for it as much.
yeah,
But Batman Beyond, the books have been just like the cartoon verse, because it's just they just continued that, which is really cool. So if you read like the or watched the Batman Beyond cartoon,
uh-huh.
like the books that came out for the first volume was basically Batman Beyond, the story exactly of the cartoon, and then volume 2 was like a continuing, and it's been continuing. It went for like 3 or 4 volumes, and then they rebooted it. So
Yeah. Well, I never saw the cartoon. I caught one or two. He made like an appearance or something in like one of the Justice League cartoons, but was just never really interested in him. And then I started reading this, and it just makes not only does it make Ted McGinnis a cool character, but also just the stuff they do with Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson and Harley Quinn. All these original Batman characters are just the creativity and how Murphy handles them. It's so well done, I think. And plus his artwork is just phenomenal. The little details that he does to these scenes. I love what he's been doing with the shadows, where you'll see like Bruce Wayne walking against a wall, but his shadow is Batman. Or Harley Quinn might have on her Harley Quinn costume, or just different things like that. Just really, really cool. It makes it just so awesome and such an experience just looking at each panel. So yeah, this is obviously. I mean, this has to be your number one book of the week.
I think it was like last issue. Bruce got knocked out, and Joker had to take control.
Yeah, so last issue.
He's like, oh my gosh, it's like playing a video game. I love he's controlling Bruce's body. He's running, jump. He's like, oh my gosh, it's like. I was like, this is amazing. Like, how he's like, and because I actually know Bruce wasn't locked out, but it wasn't that Bruce was like he couldn't do it, like he was kind of like hurt and stuff, So it's like the Joker's like, don't worry, I'll take control. You can sit back here, and he's just like, this is great. It's like this is like playing on easy. It's like, it's like so it is funny though that. I mean, I hope they explain exactly what is going on. And it's like, because and for those who don't never watch Return of the Joker, Tim was basically captured by Tim Drake Robin, captured by Joker and Harley Quinn, and then Joker just basically turned him into a mini Joker Jr. and just kept shocking in therapy. And then so later on, the Joker resurfaces in the Batman Beyond thing. They're like, what the heck? Turns out Tim has a little microchip inside of it, basically a personality, right? It's basically slowly taking over Tim's brain, turning him into the Joker, complete copy personality. So it's kind of a callback to that. I mean, not in a sense where Joker's evil, but I mean, like it's like they're sharing that. The whole thing with Terry McGinnis and how he finds the costume was a little different, but I did like the fact that Bruce did not sleep with Barbara on this one.
You did or you didn't?
I did like the fact that because that's when the cartoon, that's where it came from. The whole Barbara, killing joke, yeah. It was from Batman Beyond.
That's just cringy. Better than Nightwing and Barbara Gordon, but still cringy.
Yes. So, all right. So yeah, these are our books of the week. Just curious, whatever else is getting. I did Quinn. You're awesome. You're the only one posting your books though. Yeah. Marani's saying that Dax might have a lead allergy, if I recall. Yes.
Yeah. So the orphans that Superman adopts, they're not Daxamites. They're called Felicians. What they are is They are an offshoot of kryptonites. They're like an evolved or a different subspecies of Kryptonian. So they can make blue energy flames apparently, but of course they have a lot of similar powers. But...
Wait, there's CW Kryptonians. They have blue flames, blue heat vision,
blue fire. Yeah.
Dumb. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take the regular stuff.
Hey, look at that! Moon Knight made it to the top row of comics this week.
Yeah, yep. All right, hardcovers and trade paperbacks.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look and see what hardcovers are coming out this week.
All right, so coming out this week, I took off Viz Media because Viz Media is manga. I don't care about manga. Shadows of the Bad Tower hardcover. This is the Mariko Tamaki. This was good. Okay. This was fun. Basically, the whole thing is just, but they wanted to create a new Arkham Tower. So basically, this guy working with somebody else, this new doctor, starts bringing everybody over into this brand new Arkham building, all turns around the inmates. They send in Huntress, and they're basically Helena Bertinelli to infiltrate, and they send Kate, not Kate Bishop, but Kate Kane undercover as a new doctor, and or she's working with Oracle. This is basically right after, basically Bruce. Remember that he's not rich anymore. The Kate, they don't have access to the tower anymore, the clock tower.
Doesn't this tie into Future State?
Right, yeah, right around after Future State.
Oh, wow.
But not really into the events of Future State, so it's different. It's kind of a standalone thing. But anyway, it basically Bruce is no longer. It's after Joker War. So Oracle has her own little base operations, but it's in under in the sewers. She's got a little room she does stuff, kind of like how Kingpin had one, a little base in the sewers during Frank Miller's run. So yeah, like I said, the reveal at the end. Well, do you guys want to know what the reveal at the end? Do you even care?
Go ahead, go for it.
So they couldn't figure out how everybody was controlling controlling the inmates from acting out and fighting. Turns out that it was Psychopart. Was helping along. He was controlling everybody.
Oh, okay.
And the Penguin also wants control of it because he's like, wow, this guy is supposed to be pushing his drugs, gets in trouble. There's all these different things going on. And then Bruce is out of town during this. Bruce had basically been in China during this, because of Josh Williamson. Uh-huh. So everyone was basically Dick Grayson was running point along with Oracle. You had Cassandra Cain, you had Stephanie Brown, you had Jason Todd. I think Tim was in this. I don't know, or maybe Tim. I think this is because I don't think Tim was in this because Tim was with Bernard. So overall, it was a fun book, and it was surprising because it was Mariko. This was the Shadow of the Bat.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I might pick up the hardcover. So
crazy.
All right, so Defenders collection. Day of the Defenders trade.
Nice.
Epic collection. Comes out this week.
44.
It's $44.99. It's probably $25 on in stock trades.
Probably.
Brian Bullen portfolio, DC. This we had. Well, this is gonna be the same thing. This we had the George Perez. This will be all Brian Bullen's stuff. This in here. Yeah, Zatanna, and Joker, Animal Man. It is okay. 20 removable pages that can be kept together as a single portfolio or individually framed for display. Just like I have behind me.
Nice.
Right here. So the George Perez stuff.
Uh-huh.
So this is all Brian Bullen DC stuff. So if you want the Brian Bullen DC covers, pick it up. It is only going to be $24.99. That's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Man. What we got here? Aftershock Comics, Jackpot Trade. Well, good luck getting that. They're the ones that are going out of business.
I think so.
Yeah. The official Marvel Handbook Universe Update from 1989 Omnibus. So you got this cover, and then you got the variant cover. Looks like Vince Coletta was doing some inking on here. So wait. All right, so and Heroes Return. If you want that crap.
Heroes Return, fantastic. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Jeff Loeb.
Yeah. House of Mystery, The Bronze Age. There's Volume 3. $150. Spawn Origins Deluxe Edition, Volume 5 hardcover. All right, and then we have Laugh Comics Trade for $12. What's in this? And that is me collecting. It's $112, so it doesn't say how many pages are in it though. But it's Dan DiCarlo does the cover. One of the original anthology locations of the Riverdale Gang. Laugh Comics ran for 400 issues from 1946 all the way into the 90s. Some of the best Archie stories ever told. Now we probably present stories from various eras of this title for a new generation to enjoy. All right. I think that's it. Yeah.
These Fantastic Four. These are that trade you were looking at. That's Carlos Pacheco, Fantastic Four.
Oh, look at this though.
And Jeff Loeb.
Look at this.
Look at creepy. The creepy. I actually do like the Court of Owls for how creepy they look.
That is really $17, cool. Dude.
That's not bad.
Comes with a mask and everything. You know, Brain, you gotta get one too, so we can do that. So when we're doing a retrospective for the mask, that's awesome. So, yeah, definitely gonna be. If they have it, I might pick this up. If it's only like $18, $17, that's pretty cool. Uh-oh. Now I hear the rattling.
What's that?
I hear the rattling now in the microphone. Is your microphone being shaking at all?
It might have been. I might have tapped the table. Is it still there?
You can hear a little bit like a woodpecker.
See, Brent was saying that the other night too. I don't know what they could be.
It's gone now.
It's gone now? Okay.
Yeah.
You just gotta tap it. Give it a little love tap. Get it to stop.
A little tap-tap-aroo. Put your full ball. So yeah, I have the box set kind of like this for Snyder's other one. Or actually, no, not Snyder. Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns. So yeah, so it looks kind of cool. All right, so I mean, yeah, Eva Black Cat, I don't know if you're still there or not. Maybe he's busy, but overall, like I said, books that came out this year. What did like? Was there anything that really stood out to you as far as like favorite series or just favorite even miniseries?
That's a good one. I started reading. Look, DC, for all of their flaws, got me reading 3 Batman titles this year. I went from reading no Batman titles to 3 Batman titles. Of course, we said, there's Beyond the White Knight, but then Ram D went on Detective Comics, Chip Zdarsky went on Batman, and we're in this alternate universe where I suddenly read Batman comics, which has never happened. I've never regularly pulled
Batman comics. Superman comics now.
And now Superman, exactly. Superman and Batman, I know they're the 2 biggest guys at DC, but I never read their ongoings.
Black Kid, you want to jump on with us? I'll send you the link.
But now we live in this weird world where I guess I do. Jeremy Adams' Flash has been phenomenal. It's been a delight to read. World's Finest also. Mark Waid on World's Finest has been just a breath of fresh air, which is also a Batman Superman book. So, go figure on that. So DC, for all that DC has gotten wrong, and they have got plenty wrong, they've churned out some good books, I think, this past year that have been just shocking that I'm enjoying reading them as much as I am.
What's up, Mr. Black Cat?
Not much.
So
Okay,
you had
so
brought this
done.
idea up to me a couple days ago about books we've been reading
Yeah.
this year. It doesn't have to be new stuff, but is it just new to us?
Yep.
You've been reading a lot of the Batman books this year. Well, not 2022, but you've been reading I guess the older stuff, the 400s.
Yeah, the detectives, the Shadow of the Bats, the Legends of the Dark Knights.
Yeah.
Read
Okay.
the Tim Drake miniseries, the original Robin miniseries. So those as well.
I said I've been like, yeah, yeah, the new stuff. Definitely the Mark Wade stuff as far as um his World's Finest has been fun. Jeremy Adams ongoing has just been fun for the past year and a half, or wherever he took over. It's just been ongoing. Just it's been fun. Um, Superman, like I said, I do read a lot of post crisis. I'm in the Triangle era right now, which is basically the 90s. Right now I'm at 92, I think 90, right around 93. Just been enjoying that book, getting closer to the death of Superman. So he's gonna die soon. And then we get our Superboy, Connor Kent. That's
And unfortunately for Zach, we also get Steel.
Ah, ah.
But yeah, that's going on. I started reading the Huntress by Chuck Dixon. I think it's Chuck Dixon, right?
Hey, which one?
Oh,
The miniseries, the limited series, or year one?
I think it's the one with Nightwing.
Oh, I have not gotten to that yet. I read Huntress Year One and Huntress Cry for Blood.
But I
Those
did
two
read,
were this year.
yeah, I did read the real Helena Wayne though one, that little mini series. I read that. It went for it was ongoing. I think it went for like 15 issues. Read through that.
Helena Wayne never had a miniseries. She had a trade paperback collection of appearances.
Or sorry, not Helena Wayne, Helena Bertinelli.
Yeah.
Her taking over in the post crisis. Drink again, Zach. So yeah, wow. Yeah. Quickly, hello to Jim Sorensen. Glad you made it. Hope you're doing well, staying warm. Yeah, Helena Bertinelli. That post crisis, her origin story. 6 years old, being sexually assaulted. Did not expect that from a DC book. I mean, there's edgy.
This was when DC was going serious about stuff.
Yeah, so that her dad is like pretty much like her murdered, like her whole family I guess was murdered, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
the entire Bertinelli line was killed off.
Yeah,
and the last of her bloodline.
She trains and did this, and then just again the whole. I didn't care much for the art a little bit. I forget. I don't remember who the artist was, but I was like, it wasn't bad. It's just not like like you look at today's stuff. Like some of the stuff is art. It's like good. Like Dan Mora is like just fantastic. Steve or basically LaRocca guy doing for the Extreme X-Men with Karma. So yeah, that's such a dirty, grimy, like the '90s DC is like even the Selena Kyle stuff was actually pretty grimy too. That was another highlight too. I started reading a lot of the Chuck Dixon stuff as far as even before we would have him on the channel. That was a highlight too this year. We had Chuck Dixon on the channel.
Yep.
And nobody asked him what he's going to do after he passes away.
We had to make sure we had to keep E in line.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, I ventured out from DC stuff. I was doing a lot of reading a lot of DC stuff this year, but I also started going into more indie stuff, and I really went more into the Xenoscope because Xenoscope, what surprised me is that Belle comic book. And reading, it's basically Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but she's like freaking like Batwoman, but like just going around taking on Greek monsters and just normal other supernatural monsters, and just trying to basically, she's not and the thing is that she's not a Mary Sue. Like, she's thinking in her head, she's like, oh crap, I'm gonna die, and she barely sometimes skates by, or the enemy decides to basically just like, I'm had enough of this, and then leaves. A lot of cat fights in those books. But yeah, reading that. Pix and I did a retrospective on the George Perez, I think it was, the Wonder Woman. Yeah, that first 6-issue story.
Yep.
They had fun with that, and that's the other thing too. I mean, I've been just so thankful you guys on for the Zach, you, Pixel, and Brain. We've been doing the retrospectives. I mean, we moved it from Thursday nights to Friday nights, and then now Zach doesn't want to show up anymore.
I still show up.
I know. We tried getting you awake. Yeah, like I said, there's so much stuff we've been doing on the channel here, and like we was just kind of doing a lot of TV stuff in here too, reviews. The puppets do a lot of things too as well. But man, anybody who's a fan of this channel, is there anything you guys enjoyed that we did this year on this channel that we thought we should do more of, that we didn't do enough of? Or is there something that you just like, or something that we do that you're like, okay, I like this now, something that we haven't done that we should do? I mean, obviously, if we do more Black Cat stuff, with his favorite books, the Batman stuff, we start doing retrospectives of that. I'm gonna ask you to come on for one of those retrospectives.
Yeah, but on Friday nights I have you guys I have a work thing.
Oh, you can come in on a lunch break. Use your lunch break. I'm sure it's lunchtime when we're streaming anyway.
My lunchtime, or the time I get off, it'll be in your time right now, would be 1 p.m.
Yeah, it's 9:22 right now, so it's 1 p.m. by you.
No, when I get off on that Saturday morning for me. So,
well, I want to know when you're not working, not when you get off. There's the Ingleton joke.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, so
ladies and gentlemen, the real Dr. Vinkman, except no substitutes. Yay!
Now we go full Angleton. Never go full Angleton. All right, so
if he goes full Angleton, he needs a donkey first.
That's why he's growing the beard. He's so stressed out. He's moved the donkeys.
Wait, me? Why are we talking about me? I thought we were talking about Evil Black Cat. How did this get shifted over to me?
All right. So I can't make fun of the guy who does all my jokes. I can't do this all the time. You gotta move it away from him. Make it believable.
Eh.
All right. Poison 2 has been good, pretty good since Undead Quinn. So Poison Ivy was the most disappointing of the year. You know what? I had hope for that book, and then as it went on, it started getting a little worse. And that's it. This is from someone who's never read G. Will Wilson. Is only ever hear people talk about Vita Leia, G. Will Wilson, some of the other writers that they don't like. G. Will Wilson, for the most part, her backup story that was in the Zdarsky, which basically the Poison Ivy, which branched off from the Batman thing, was fun. It was a Regal Detective or was Batman?
It was Detective.
Was it Detective?
Yeah.
And that story in there was phenomenal in the Detective. And then the first 2 issues he did for Poison Ivy was great, because it was just like, oh my gosh, she's just murdering people now. And she's basically has her own, and she kind of is a villain, so she's not. And I don't think she's as an anti. She's kind of like an anti-hero, but more in the sense that she kills people, and doesn't care. She's an eco-terrorist again.
I think Twitter got to them again.
Yeah. But how many years has it been since she's been an eco-terrorist?
She's always been an eco-terrorist from the beginning.
Yeah, but I mean,
not from the beginning, but the beginning she was after money, but became an eco-terrorist when she.
But hasn't been a terrorist though. She's just been she's even been a villain in the past 10 years that I know of.
Since 2016. 2015, 2016, she's just been Harley Quinn's side character.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I guess he's saying Catwoman instead of Poison Ivy. And yeah, the book I was loving the most, man. Ram V was on Catwoman, and it was going great. We started with Joel Jones, and then we got Ram V. It's just going phenomenal. And then comes Trini Howard, and the book just tanks. People I knew that were buying the book with me are just dropped the book. It's just crap. Now, Selena Kyle is no longer Catwoman. She's in jail. And now her gay ex lover is now basically the new Catwoman. So
last time it was her gay ex best friend that was Catwoman.
Wow, they're
now it's like another one.
Well, it's the one from
New 52.
Yeah, New 52. Yeah, they were lovers, weren't they?
No, they just made out one time.
No, just made out one time.
Yeah,
that's all it takes in DC. That
was when they revealed Catwoman swings both ways.
Yeah. So the next 3 issues, there's a new Catwoman. Marania says Dark Knights of Steel by Tom Taylor has been one of the
that was a huge disappointment. Actually, I remember looking forward to that because I said Tom Taylor does really great on his Elseworld stories where it's not main continuity, and I like fantasy stories. So I was like, oh yeah, this will be great.
Yeah.
3 issues in, I started to fall asleep. I don't think I even finished this. I haven't picked up the last 2 issues. It's just gotten so boring. It's like, how do you take a fantasy series and make it boring?
Now, I'll say this: so Flashpoint Beyond, though.
Oh yeah,
was kind of boring for me.
Oh wait, really? Oh, okay.
Not like the JSA. I'm like, the JSA comeback. Jeff Johns. Like, holy crap! It's like, this is great. I mean, I do like seeing Thomas Wayne, but like after a while, it just felt like it was dragging the story.
See, I was glad we got. See, Flashpoint Beyond surprised me because I didn't care for the original Flashpoint story, but I really did like this new one, this new story we got from Jeff Johns. I thought it was really cool.
Trying to think what other DC books. We had a Justice League Infinity, which was a continuation of the Justice League cartoon animated series.
Yeah,
that was fun.
You
got to see was Amazemo was the robot?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The Justice League cartoon's amazing, yeah. Which is way cooler looking than the comic book Amazo.
Right. Just seeing that, yeah. Just had reading those books, and you read them in the voices of like the voice actors from that show. You read it.
Yep.
Now, James Sword says my one disappointment was One Dark Knight. I actually enjoyed it. Apparently, the villain basically has this power he can't control. He does an EMP blast, takes out the Haunted City. There's a corrupt cop, basically wants to control him. I remember correctly, and so he takes it finds out he has a son, takes his son hostage, and Batman's just basically like trying to get this guy across to the new Arkham Asylum. From they're transporting him, getting through Gotham with no tech. It's everything's blasted out. So basically, he's just going through, and there's like tons of gangs. It's kind of like No Man's Land section in a sense because there's multiple gangs. They got the cops fighting against there. Renee Montoya is helping out. It's just like I thought it was cool. Like that was an Arkham game I would want to do. About having to escort a prisoner while everyone's trying to kill that prisoner and kill Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Killer boss for a woman, dude. It happens. Women are evil. Would you rather have her be the hero and have the evil white guy? No. But and you know what, Jim Sorensen? Sometimes the predictable books are the better books. There's a lot of books that you can read and you kind of see where it's kind of going. I just don't like it when it just gets to the point where you're in the 20th issue and it's like you still have no idea where the book's going. I don't want. I hate keep guessing. I'm like, I'm the person like I want to have a one story, one page, or not one page, but one book. And you're done, and then you have a subplot going on. But for whatever reason, DC decided they just don't want to do it anymore. So instead, there's no subplot. It's just one giant story, like Barry's search. They get well, not really Barry, but I mean, like, take example, like, be like, if Barry Allen is like, all right, I'm trying to find the perfect sandwich. We're in issue 6 now. We're on to the next Earth. But I don't know. I love the art. I love Jacques' art. Snow Angels was another book through Comixology by Jeff Lemire with Jacques doing art. Kind of where we get to Failsafe, where you get Batman coming crashing down onto the Earth, and then he's in the snow, and you see the robot coming. That is pretty much Snow Angels. People are on this planet, and they're afraid of these robots because they think the robots are going to take them away. They'll kill you. And so it's like cool. I was like, so I got a little, got to see that. Independent books. I know I'm not the only one who reads independent books around here. Any books come out this year that kind of stood out to you?
Well, Firepower wrapped up its first big story, I guess, that it's been building towards, where they had the giant dragon ravaging and destroying Hong Kong. That was really cool. That was a fun story from Image Comics. Let's see, what else? What else has there been? Fables came back at DC. It's been pretty good. What's that?
For me, the best indie this year was Life Zero.
Yeah, I really like that. I was trying to look up some other ones I was reading too.
Scorched has been really good. I've been liking Scorched a lot too from Image Comics.
Scorched has been fun. Trying to remember, was Telepath this year?
I don't know.
Well, it ended this year. Let me look up. I should just look at the books that I bought. That's a League of Comic Geeks. Tell me what books I bought this year. Because I forget.
There's also Junkyard Joe, which started not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a really fun addition to the Geiger universe that Jeff John's been writing. That one's been a ton of fun. I highly recommend that one. It's only had 3 issues come out. Really easy to go find them and jump in if you haven't read them already. Definitely recommend that.
Dynamite Never Dies came out this year. The 3rd volume of that fun series. Mortal Red Sonja has been fun too. Project Superpowers. Basically, that was Fracture States. And then there's also Dan Abnett's basically doing with the Red Sonja versus Vampirella, which is coming out now, which is a series they had last year. Tying in. I said there's just been so many different books I've been reading this year. It's been fun. Let's see here. Any Image books I didn't get this year? 8 Billion Genies, fun book. Born of Blood has been that's really cool by Joe Corallo.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny Mask did not read that. Gunslinger Spawn, says Jim Swartzen. And Dick Quinn saying Man, Goat, and the Bunny Man, Green Eggs and Blam. Cool. What else came out today? Yeah, you had Junkyard Joe. King's Public Domain is the other one. So yeah, like I said, as far as independent books, there's been a few indie books coming out this year. Firepower has been one of the funnest one to read. Walking Dead Deluxe has been fun collecting those. Recently just got I never thought I'd see it, but like a Spawn, cover on a Walking Dead book. I'm hoping that, like I said, after the 193 issues, I hope he just continues and just hey, we're continuing the story now. Walking Dead, the new generation. Because They did the 10-year jump in 193 though, but like I wish he would just like keep going.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he might. You have been reading The Boys with and covering it with Ash.
Yeah, yeah, that too. The Boys has been one of the, I guess, quickly growing favorite books. I mean, I read Jennifer Blood earlier this year. That I'd read the Garth Ennis version, and I also read the Stephen Grant version. Awesome, but The Boys has been really really good. A series. If you checked out The Boys, you're like, oh, it's gratuitous, it's vile, it's derogatory. No, there's a lot of heart in it. Zach, you would actually like it.
Yeah. I've seen enough of the stream. I probably would. I've seen enough
there's
of.
there's some gross stuff. But you know what though is me and Ash point out, he makes it realistically. It's like basically, and that's the thing about it. It's like people there's people that are bad people, and there's people that are good. Huey and Annie are the good people in this in the story. Frenchie obviously and the female kind of want to get out of the thing. They're kind of like they're just done with the violence, kind of. Butcher is going head on, and he wants to kill Homelander. It's just seeing how, like, we just read Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker. It's a 6-issue miniseries telling you about the origins of Butcher. Finally, after all these issues, they released one, and it's a tie-in. And the dude came from a horrible life. His dad was an alcoholic, asshole that cheated on his mom and would beat up people in the neighborhood. And then you have, just like he wanted to get out of there. He wanted to leave the situation. He joined the Marines. And it's the first time leading a bunch of guys. Come on, guys, we're gonna charge the hill. And he's the only survivor. Everyone just is dead behind him. He's like, oh. And then he gets out, and like the whole situation with him, like as far as like he's trying, like it's like realistically, those who grew up with alcoholic fathers, you don't want to be anything like your father. And he slowly as he drinks and becomes more alcoholic, he's becoming like his dad. And then he meets Rebecca, and everything changes and all that stuff. It's just like it's the way Arthur Ennis writes it, it's so realistic. Like Annie, like currently in the series, Annie and Huey are kind of like on a break, but like they originally broke up, and then they're like slowly getting back together. But they're not like quickly together, like and like rush together. Oh, I love you again. No, they're slowly going into it because they're just so like hurt because what they found out secrets about each other, all the lies finally came to head, and they told the truth, and they're just kind of reconciling. It's like I said, Garth Ennis is a phenomenal writer. Check it out, man. Check out Jennifer Blood too. Jennifer Blood was kind of funny too. It's stories about revenge. So yeah, that was a fun series. Trying to think else. There was some other stuff I've been reading too. Other than Detective Comics I've been reading that since Mariko Tamaki. Ram V has been kicking ass on there. Carnage. Speaking of Ram V, Carnage has been a fun series. I really enjoyed that. I'm not a Carnage guy, but the way Ram V writes it and stuff, it's just like, oh, this is a different take on that. And it's not Cassidy as Carnage. It's the Carnage symbiote without Cassidy. And it's like, this basically wants more power and stuff. It's just like this, and Cassidy is bonded to a part of him is bonded to this New York cop, and they're pursuing Carnage. And then they brought in Malekith, from the Cascade Ancient Winters storyline with Beck and Walt Simonson. Like they brought in like one of Thor's villains in this. Hell's in here too. It's been a fun story. I'd say like the biggest disappointments though for me, it's just been what they do my boy Spider-Man. Nick Spencer finally at the end of his run, it started out bad, but he at least had Mary Jane and him getting together finally, and like Peter was gonna propose, but she had to leave, and then like that's where we get the Amazing Mary Jane, Lee Williams, because like you see Marvel's like, no, we're not doing that, guys. Sorry, push him out. They just torture Peter, bringing up the dead Harry, and then he retcons original sins, which should have never been approved, but he retcons it, say it never happened. so it wasn't real. Even though I owned it. I'm trying to sell it. Yeah, and then they decided to, you know what? Fuck Peter Parker. They don't care about us anymore. And Daredevil started off good, and then Daredevil went to jail. And then he stayed in jail. And he stayed in jail. And then Elektra became Daredevil. And stayed Daredevil. Like, I don't know. It's been an upper and downer, like, you know, this roller coaster emotions as far as when it comes to Marvel and DC and just independent books right now, because I try to buy books because I like reading. And I hope that the books I'm buying are going to stay good. I mean, even if they're average, they'll be average to somebody else. Like, you know, I understand, like, no offense to Brain, but Brain grew up with a standard, what he liked. And stuff. That was the thing. And now it's just, they're nowhere near what they were. And I can agree with that. But a part of it is like, it's like Spider-Man. They'll never see Spider-Man written the way he was back in the 60s with Stan Lee, even with Roger Stern, where he had an awesome supporting cast. Do you know who has the awesome supporting cast? Wally West.
Moon Knight's kind of too.
Yeah. Very few characters, you know. Everybody said, like, you know, it's Peter Parker had the awesome supporting cast, even up to One More Day, you know. He was during the Civil War stuff with Straczynski writing it. You had they're living in before he took off his mask. I know, actually, no, he did take his mask off. They were living with Tony Stark, you know, in the Stark Towers. Or Avenger Tower, what I call it. No, but I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit, but is there any titles you're kind of looking forward to next year? Or have you looked at any of the titles? Or anything that you haven't, like, say, not even just new stuff you haven't read before. You're like now you've been reading the Superman. Are you gonna go back and read Post Crisis with me? Are you gonna go read the Batman 400s, Death in the Family?
Probably not. At least not immediately. It's not on my. I've got a lot of books in my backlog to read. I am looking forward to going through a bunch of Hickman titles. I'm going to go through his Avengers run. I'm going to go through his New Avengers run in its entirety for the first time. And then his Secret Wars that he did in 2015, which I do with that. And Skip and Ash, and we talk about that just about every Thursday night over on Skip and Tosh's Twitch channel. I am excited for the new Joshua Williamson Superman. That does look like a lot of fun. You know, looking forward to seeing a bunch of my current titles that I'm reading continue. You know, Flash, Moon Knight. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Thor and Hulk with Donny Cates not being on those titles anymore. I'm kind of curious to see how those end up. I am really curious, not necessarily optimistic, but I'm at least morbidly curious to see who ends up on Avengers after Jason Aaron leaves in April. Will it be somebody better? It'll probably be somebody worse, but I'm morbidly curious to see who it is.
Dan Slott.
Dan Slott, God help us all. I don't know. They probably won't get Jed McKay on it. He's still kind of a new writer. Before he kind of like went away from and like abandoned his books, I would have thought Donny Cates, because he was kind of already doing a bunch of like interconnected stuff with his Marvel books. I think it would have been really easy for him to take over Avengers, but now I don't know. So
I want to say that Hit Me was this year, at least part of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I remember reviewing it on here. And then JSA, man, I always look forward to Stargirl, JSA, Wade's doing Shazam. I did not know that. That's cool. Man, I've been reading JSA. Speaking of JSA, I've been reading the Jeff Johns JSA, and just going back and reading that.
Good stuff.
You're like, I wish I could have your experience. Erase my memory. It's like reading all brand new again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's one of those things. If I could give myself amnesia, yeah.
Are you in Jeff Johns JSA or Justice Society of America?
So it starts as JSA, and then it turns.
I'm asking Beckman which one he's currently reading.
Well, no, yeah, I'm reading the first one, the JSA. It's Goyer. It's Goyer with Jeff Johns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then it turns into yeah. But been enjoying. Like I said, like you know what I actually want to go collect. I mean, I have the trade. I mean, I want to find the individual issues of Stargirl. I bet you those cost a pretty penny if you can find them. But yeah, AWA Books has a lot of sleeper hits. Upshot or AWA, what is it? Is it both, one or the other? But Erratic.
It's AWA Upshot.
I just call it Upshot. I'm not going to call it AWA. It's weird. AWA is like a wrestling thing. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. Erratic has been fun. I'm trying to think what else came out from AWA this year. But overall, like I said, there's to say that there's nothing to read at all in the comic book shops. There is always something that you can find.
Always. Oh yeah.
And it's not. I mean, newer stuff. It's a little slim pick as far as Marvel DC stuff. I got the Image books. Like I never thought I'd be reading Spawn. Scorched has been fun. When you said like when you make Batman's feel better than Spawn. Spawn's just an uber dick. You know, there's no people must be buying for the art. You know, if you're just buying Spawn, or because you're not buying if Todd's writing it. Definitely not. Sean Lewis is basically the I don't know if he's the idea guy. Maybe Todd's the idea guy. Hopefully not, because I just feel like Todd just do the toys and just draw. Okay.
I feel like Todd is more of an idea guy, but he does the broad ideas, and then other writers will come in and make it work.
Because I don't think it's I said Todd's we should do dinosaurs and zombies. That's great, zombie dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
and the guy's like, zombie dinosaurs, but what about not submarines? No. The zombies and dinosaurs.
Save the submarines for the sequel.
Nazi dinosaurs on a submarine.
Why not? You can have snakes on a plane.
They're all T-Rexes, so they can't salute. Like you said, it's just Todd McFarlane is a great artist. He needs someone to write for him.
Yeah.
Spawn versus Batman. I never read that. I never read the original, but I read the new one. It was decent. I like the art. Capullo is doing the art on it though. It wasn't even Todd McFarlane. It's Capullo. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Creepshow came back, and all the weird titles come back. Creepshow came back. I was like, what the heck? So, Purgatory Must Die. That's coming out next year. Yeah, that looks cool. Did you read Lady Hell? Undead Quinn? Because that ties into that series. And Monsters of Metal, never heard of that. My Bloody Valentine, for one. So, all right. So, anything else?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much covered it.
I would suggest, since you're reading the JSA, when you get to the part where they bring in Hawkman, they bring him back from the dead, you start reading Jeff Johns' Hawkman as well.
Ooh.
Jeff Loeb?
Because
Jeff Johns.
Oh, I forget that
Jeff
Johns
did write. Jeff Johns was also writing Hawkman around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the Black Adam stories, they will cross over.
All right. Black Adam. All right.
Yes.
Zach, you can't read that. I'm sorry.
I like Black Adam as a bad guy, as an anti-hero.
Yeah, he doesn't like them as good guys.
Exactly. Only villains for.
Yeah, he likes to watch them get beat up.
I thought it was interesting how and why they had him on the JSA. I also like that Shazam had to join just to kind of stay as his probation officer. But he's a bad guy. He's a dictator, and just a dick. But
Yeah. For new books, as Unacquainted says, I hate Fairyland. Have been a fun romp. Ever 2 issues.
Cool.
Romp. I haven't heard that word in a while. All right, so yeah, I can't think of anything else that's coming out. I guess next year is Batman 131.
Batman. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, as far as Marvel goes, what more Moon Knight?
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Ryan North on Fantastic Four. I've been liking the first 2 issues. So.
Also next week is X-Men Legends and number 5, and that's a Bishop story.
Oh, okay.
And I think
Zach's avoiding that.
And it's Brian Haberlin writing it with Will Portatio.
All right.
Trying to think what else is there.
I mean,
I can't think of it. I don't really look at all the
well, there's new Iron Man that just started.
There's a new
Iron Man.
There's Joe Fixit next week.
Go Fix It. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. That's going on still from Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing.
Purgatory, yeah, that's next week too. Purgatory Must Die. I think Frenchie's in issue 19
of Moon Knight.
Of Moon Knight.
Oh, hey, Frenchie! Oh, here it comes.
Is it? It doesn't say. I don't know, man. It kind of looks like Frenchie a little bit. Then again, it could not be him. It's a guy in a captain's uniform with a hat.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that cover for number 9 of Carnage, where he's just wearing like looks like I think he killed Volstagg. He's wearing his face. He's wearing his face
no.
like the Joker.
Volstagg is the fat one from the Warriors 3, right?
Yeah, yep.
Volstagg the Voluminous.
Lazarus event starts.
Yep, Lazarus Planet. Got some stuff that looks interesting, and then some other stuff that just makes me scratch my head.
You can also start next week is the new season. Sorry, new season, but the 3rd volume of the Batman Adventures continue.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So there are some good stuff coming out though. Anybody reading the Common Rider?
Nope, not yet.
I'm the only one.
I've heard some good things. I think mainly from you, but I have heard some good things.
Wow, I know that the Blaze has a Far Cry thing. Oh, I did not. Yeah, I can't. I'm going through like the next couple things on here, and I'm not seeing any books that are coming out that are like new books. As far as number 1 titles, surprisingly, usually Marvel just do that all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
No, there isn't. There's Wasp number 1.
Oh yeah, they're doing a Wasp 4-issue anniversary miniseries like they did with Ant-Man. I think this one's written by Al Ewing or Eve Ewing. One of the two.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing. Well, Dune House the Harkonnen, number 1 from Boom Studios.
Okay.
If you like Dune.
I like Dune. Not sure if I like it enough to pick up a comic book of it.
I just can't believe they're doing new Gru stuff. That's crazy. Gods Gru, the Gods Against Gru. That's that, you know. And yeah, there really isn't anything, you know. Back issues, I think you should pick up too. They've been actually on back order for a while. Back issue is through Tomorrow Comics magazine. If you haven't heard of that, like basically what it is it's all interviews from all the writers and artists from back in the day, and it's just interviews, and they show you like cool promotion stuff like that. They used to do and just talking about characters and just behind the scenes stuff. It's really cool. if you're a history buff. All right. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week. And we'll see you guys next year.
Next year? Well, no, they'll see us on Thursday.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you're correct, sir. That's right. I forget.
Because we got to come back here and we got to say if our top 5 books actually lived up to the hype.
Right.
And
we'll
then,
find out. I got a feeling though mine are gonna stay in the same order though.
Could be. Who knows? I'm always happy when there's a surprise. If DC Mech ends up being a masterpiece and beats Action Comics and Batman Beyond the White Knight, I will be stunned. I don't think that'll
If you
actually
like surprises, you should do what he did and take a trip to Thailand.
I can't hardly afford a trip to New Orleans, and that's only an hour away, much less a trip to Thailand. But anyway, we are coming up on about 2 hours, though. This has been our last Tuesday night top 5 stream of 2022. And if you've enjoyed the stream, if you've liked chatting and hanging out with us, be sure to click the like button and ring the bell if you want to make sure that you get notified of all of our Tuesday streams and all the other streams we have coming up next year. And, there's the Ko-Fi link. If you're feeling especially generous, drop $1 in the Ko-Fi if you feel so inclined. Any money we make through that goes to pay towards Marvel Unlimited or DC Infinite or StreamYard to keep our faces on the screen. And also drop a comment down below. If you're catching us on the replay, let us know what book was your biggest surprise that you enjoyed this year, or what book was your biggest disappointment this year, or both. Or just say hi. How are you doing? But I think that's about it, unless you have anything else to add.
We'll see. There's nothing tomorrow.
No TV shows tomorrow?
Everything's on a hiatus. So we'll see you on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central. And I think we're going to be moving. I haven't talked to Isaac about this because one of my other shows got to push it back an hour. So we might be doing top 5s at 8 p.m. Centrals.
Okay.
So this might be the new time slot if it's okay with you.
Oh, yeah. No, that should be fine.
All right. I'll have to get it back to the other guy and let him know because I don't know. I like 7 o'clock, but I also I get to do we get to do this a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, it's 10 o'clock our time now. It's 11 o'clock Eastern, but
Well, we also ran a little bit longer tonight than we normally do.
Yeah.
End of the year.
I like hanging out a little bit too after we do these things, but so.
That's true.
I'm sure we'll be twice as long on Thursday. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up. And as I said, I'll leave it. If you want to help us out, you can leave a Ko-Fi donation. You don't have to, but you can just share out the stream. I'll leave a comment down below and click like. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Every sub count helps us get closer to 1,000, getting close to being monetized. And can you imagine just being monetized? Holy crap! We can afford for Marania's medical or Tree's medical treatments. Keep it going.
And the tax could pay for Ukraine.
Yes. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later, people.